Assalamu alaikum. I am Mohammad Fakhrul Sajib. This is MySQL tutorial 19. Today we are going to learn about foreign key. If you are first time watching my video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the bell and select all to get all the notifications of my channel. 19 MySQL tutorial for beginners foreign key. Before watching this video, I'll highly recommend you to watch MySQL tutorial 1, how to create database and table in MySQL, and 17, what is primary key. Because today I'll not write query for create database and table new. I have already written this. A foreign key. A foreign key is used to impose database into it. A foreign key is a key used to link two tables together. A foreign key in one table points to a primary key in another table. First, let's do it practically to understand it. What do I mean that? First, I will create one database and two tables. I have already shown you how to create database and table, how to use primary key, auto increment. Now, first I will use database test name, database test, table department, ID, data type integer, not null, primary key, auto increment, ID, code varchar, data type length 50, not null, name varchar 50, not null. This length, this is not new for you if you watch my previous tutorials. How to create database and table, what is primary key, what is auto increment. If you look at second table, student, id, integer, not null, primary key, auto increment, and name varchar, length 50, not null, department id, integer, not null. I want to create department id as a foreign key. That's why I have written foreign key, department ID. References, parent table. Parent table, which one? Department. And which column? ID. Here, department table ID is primary key, and department ID is considered as a foreign key. This department ID will look for this ID. This one is parent table. This one child table. CHILD. This department, parent table, this is student, child table. I am using department ID as a foreign key, and it will look for parent table department ID's values, whether it is exist or not. This department ID is this one, and department ID as a foreign key, this one, and references parent table, this department, referencing this parent table. This one and this one same department. This is the department. First, I will execute this one. Refresh, test, table, department, column, ID, code name. Here. Now second table. I will create now second table. Executing this one. Zeros affected. Refreshing. Student, column, ID, name, department. Okay. Now I will use select statement. Select test department. I am clearing this one. Department no data, student no data. I will insert now data graphically. ID 101, code CS, name computer science, SCIN, computer science 102, English. I am using code ENG, English 102. Here department ID is primary key. In student table, this ID will referred as a foreign key. First time applying this one to save this one. Insert, click, apply, finish. Student, no data. 104. 104 is not here. That means this data will not be correct. ID 1, suppose giving ID 1. Here ID, the department table, uh, better if I using another column. Okay, again selecting this one. Last cancel. Revert. Okay, this one department. Here department ID will act as a primary key, but this ID will refer department ID as foreign key. This student table is department ID will act as a foreign key. Suppose I will insert my name. Look, department ID 102, 103 is not here. If I want to insert 103, click apply button, I will get error, as I have uh, select department ID as a foreign key, and this department ID will look for this ID, that whether we have 103 or not. If we do not have 103, then we'll get error. We can also insert only 101 and 102, as this department ID act as a primary key, and here department ID as follow as foreign key, and this department ID will look for department table ID, whether it is exist or not. As 103 is not here, we cannot insert 103 here. Let's check whether it is correct or not. Apply, apply. See, there was an error while applying the SQL script to the database. Please look at this one. There was an error while applying the SQL script to the database. Read the message. Error message: cannot add or update child. As I have already told, that we cannot add or update child room, as foreign key in constraint fails. Now I hope you understand why we are using foreign key here. And this one, the foreign key constraint prevents invalid data, as 103 is invalid. That's why we cannot insert this value being inserted into the foreign key column. This is because you will only be able to insert values into your foreign key that exist in the table the key came from, the reference or parent table. This is called referential integrity or database integrity. So, if we have established the relationship between these two tables, the foreign key relationship, it would not have allowed you to enter invalid data. If I use 102 or 101, first 101 and 2 alone 102, as we have department ID as 101 and 102, we can easily insert this value. Let's check. Apply, apply, finish, finish. Again we are using this one. See, ID 1, name Sajib, department 101. 101, which 101? This is one is department 101, code CS computer science. If we look at ID number 2, department ID 102, which department he belongs to, then you have to go to the department table, that means parent table. 102, that means his English department student. Next, suppose I want to use describe database name test, test dot student. Want to check the data type, student table. Then you have to write describe test dot student. See the new thing, MUL. In the previous tutorial, we have not seen this type of word, MUL. This is the first time we are watching this word, MUL. So what does it mean, MUL? MUL means the multiple occurrences of the same value may be stored in this column. That means department ID. Describe test dot department. This MUL means the multiple occurrences of the same value may be stored in this column. Department ID will look for department parent table IDs values. That's why this is what allows us to keep track of multiple students for each ID in department. That's why you can keep track if we use foreign key. Otherwise, it will not be possible for us to keep track. Because 101 and 102 ID, we can also check here that 101 either is exist or not. Because we have used foreign key as department ID, that's why we can also keep track here that 103 is invalid data. Therefore, foreign key maintains database integrity. I hope you understand how to use foreign key and what is foreign key. In your job interview or exam, foreign key related question often asked. Suppose in your interview, employer may ask you, why do we use foreign key constraint? So I hope you understand now what is the benefit of foreign key. Thank you for watching this video.